Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie, and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'd like to welcome our new subscribers and also thank those of you who are returning for this week's energy update. Let's jump right in. Before we get started, quick note. I do want to point out to you that Venus has reemerged as that evening star. Remember, I promised you she'd be back out with some new vibes for us, and so now she's back in the evening sky. Give her a look-see in the evening and send her some love, because you know she cares about us, and she is going to be giving us some fabulous energy this week and this month that is going to help us put things together in a way we wouldn't be doing it otherwise. So earlier today we had a new moon in the sign of Leo. I hope you set a new intention. If you have not, please do so. Make sure that it centers around Leo energy, that heart-centered, very courageous energy, leadership roles, if you will. That Mars sextile really is going to give energy to that theme. And also because Mars is harmonizing with the nodes of fate, I really do believe that there could be some very positive outcomes. I'm very, very cautiously optimistic right now at this full moon, or the new moon, that's for sure. Now, we did witness earlier this week a little bit of financial instability when we had our Uranus Venus square, and today there's a little more energy. So if you're still feeling some of that vibe, we have Venus is in basically a yod. It's out of sign yod, but she is quincunxing Neptune and Pluto. So the energy is not necessarily copacetic. There are different elements trying to work together, and it just sometimes doesn't work real well. So if you're still feeling some of that energy, just sit tight, pivot as best you can, because later today, it hasn't happened yet, but later today, Venus is going to enter the sign of Virgo, and she is going to bring purpose and discernment to romantic relationships, or just relationships overall. And I like this because Venus in Virgo, she doesn't really like it here. She really likes it, as we discussed, in Pisces. But this is someone who takes care of all the details to make your life that much better. So yes, I do like this energy. Just Venus, when you get into the brass tacks of splitting hairs and discernment and, just that's really not her vibe. Anyway, so tomorrow we have Mercury's going to go retrograde in Virgo. And Mercury retrograde season is going to ask us to slow down, be cautious, expect that details will become catawampus. And because it's in Virgo, the details of situations are going to be shifting and changing. Probably see people come back from the past. That's a typical Mercury retrograde theme. Mercury had entered shadow back on the 16th of July, and at 21 degrees, 25 minutes of Leo. And now Mercury's gone forward all the way to Virgo, right? 4 degrees, 6 minutes of Virgo, and is now going to retrograde back over that shadow area that we have lived already. So things from the past are going to pop back up, not so that you can make a final decision, but so that you can revise, redo, rethink, retool. Okay? And it requires us to slow down a little bit and be open and able to pivot where necessary. That will allow you to have much less frustration in your life. That's for sure. Mercury will back into Leo in that retrograde motion on the 14th of this month, and then will completely out of retrograde status, stationed to go direct on the 28th. In Leo, right? And then we'll progress forward again and then go back through Virgo. So these subjects that we discussed back in July, we're going to be talking about again, and then we're going to talk about it one more time. So now's not the time to be making those final decisions, that's for sure. I do believe that authenticity, this is just my personal belief, I do believe the sign of Aquarius has asked us, going back to that conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn back in 2020, and then when we had Aquarius cross the threshold and welcome in all the personal planets, I do believe we've been asked to be as authentic as we possibly can. And I do believe that's going to be our goal here as well. Because with Mercury in Virgo, we are using discernment to really understand the dynamics of communication and peoples. So I think The more authentic that you can be, especially in communications, the less likely you're going to have to pivot. But this time that we have is so that we can kind of get the vibe on if people are authentic or not, right? Or situations are authentic or not. So we can use it for that, that's for sure. Then on Wednesday of this week, it's already the 8th. No, that's the 7th. We have the sun, which is in Leo, is going to sextile Jupiter. I really like this energy. Jupiter is in Gemini, however, and because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, it may not be, there may be some details there that are a little weird, just saying that. But I do love this energy. It's heart energy, connecting for purpose and to support an action. It's confidence and cerebral. I really like this energy. So it's a good day to just expand yourself. That leadership quality a lot of courage. But it's heart and mind. Jupiter and Gemini, that's your head energy. That's the mind processes. And then you've got the sun in Leo, which is all about courageousness and leadership and potential. And I just love this energy. Then on the 8th, very early on the 8th, depending on where you live on the planet, or the evening of the 7th, we will have Mercury retrograde in Virgo is going to conjunct Venus at 3 degrees. Now, because Mercury's retrograde, something will be coming back from the past. It could be something that you've spoke about back in July, as a matter of fact. Maybe not, but it could be. But something's coming back around, and guess what? You're going to need that discernment that Pluto's giving us. So if details are going a little cattywampus, or if there's a situation that requires discernment, you will be able to do it because Mercury will be retrograde and conjunct Venus. Venus, again, because she's reemerged in the sky, she's bringing a whole different energy to things now. So I'm excited to see how this plays out, to be honest with you. But regardless, it's not time to take action. Mercury is retrograde. It's time to rethink, retool, redo. Just know that. This is just a little helpful hint from Venus, getting us headed in the right direction. Also on this day is the Lionsgate portal. Love Lionsgate portal. It is all about very high consciousness vibrations, and I would set an intention for this day as well. Literally, the Lionsgate portal is where the sun in Leo, the star Sirius, and Orion and the Earth are all aligned in the heavens. So, wow, okay. It's very much time for positive manifestation. And with this beautiful new moon that we've experienced this morning, and then we've got Lionsgate portal, set some high intentions. Use it. I have to say, I had the conversation earlier today. The people that watch this channel, I have come to believe, are people who understand high frequency energy. And so use this Lionsgate portal to set an intention that has to do with higher consciousness vibrations. Okay? I think it'll serve you well. Then is it a week from today already? Oh my goodness, on the 10th, Saturday, the 10th, we have the sun is going to quincunx Saturn. And so this energy is really beginning some uncomfortable energy that's going to be around for a while. Saturn, the sun quincunx Saturn, sun is going to be in Leo, Saturn's in Pisces. Again, two elements that aren't necessarily copacetic, but require some pivot or massaging to get them to work. This is kind of like a humbling pause, I would call it that. Because next week, we have a very powerful set of circumstances that are going to kick in that are going to create some significant, or have the potential to create some very significant circumstances. There will be a T-square, which is supreme tension for purpose, involving Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and Venus in Virgo. And something we spoke about earlier, that great conjunction, which was Jupiter and Saturn at 1 degree of Aquarius, meant something. Jupiter is going to square Saturn, so we can do our first quarter check-in on how we're doing based on that great conjunction and humanitarianism. It was supposed to be a new era. We were starting a new era. How are we doing? How are we doing in that? As a collective, as an individual. Okay? So just enjoy this week. It has a lot of, as I said, I'm calling it cautiously optimistic energy. Be mindful, be proud, do what you need to do, take your steps, be the leader that you are, but be aware with Mercury in retrograde, it's already starting the slowdown of sorts where we need to be a little bit more introspective. And then as we progress closer to what is going to be a conjunction of Jupiter and Mars in Gemini, and then they're gonna square Saturn, and then Venus is going to jump in the mix by opposing Saturn, which is going to create the T-square. So a mutable T-square. It's going to cause change, that's for sure. Like I said, it's our first check-in on the quarter since the grand conjunction, after we were all held in lockdown for a ridiculous amount of time, and now we are going to be checking in to see how we've done since that time with the energy. Okay, going along. I decided to use the Animal Spirit deck today, Kim Kranz, and the card that jumped out, this does not surprise me. It is not an element, it is actually from the spirit portion of this deck, and it is the dragon. Let's see what the book has to say. Seeing one's most true self, balancing the ego. The dragon sees everything, its essence has been with us, the dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self. The one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let us let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride, and as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their Agni, gotta flip the page, is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. May even just be the mention of the dragon stir that embers of the intelligence within you. Third, the dragon is the third chakra. The subtle energy of the dragon lives at the navel center in the Manipura chakra. Manipura translates to the city of the hidden gems, and behind its gates burns the fire of our transformation and digestion. The sages believe health of the fire at the navel center is what governs our ability to clearly see with both inner and outer dimensions. I have to tell you, please use this energy as the month progresses. This is an excellent way to watch the external circumstances occur without getting involved in them that would then deplete your energy. Okay? Well, that's all I have for you this week. If you like this video, please do click the like button. If you want to help someone by co-creating with me, please do share this video with them. Any comments or suggestions, please post them in the comment section below. And if you want to know when videos are being dropped, please click the subscribe button. I hope you have a fabulous week of new beginnings, leadership roles, new intentions, with just a hint of cautious optimism. Have a fabulous week. Namaste.